Bună ziua, bine v-am găsit! Este miercuri, ora 13 și suntem din nou la emisiunea din Culisele Europei, All About EU, aici la DC News TV. Astăzi vom avea o discuție foarte interesantă și vom vedea cum se întâmplă lucrurile și în alte state membre ale Uniunii Europene. Vom avea invitat un eurodeputat din Cehia, un eurodeputat care este membru al Partidului Popularilor Europeni și care ne va spune cum este situația în Cehia, atât în ceea ce privește situația pandemică și criza economică, cât și în ceea ce privește Planul Național de Reziliență și de Redresare al Cehiei, dacă acesta a fost corect elaborat, dacă va fi aprobat sau nu în curând de către Comisia Europeană și de asemenea vom discuta un subiect foarte sensibil la nivel european și anume situația primului ministru din Cehia, premierul Andrei Babis, care este prima personalitate publică de nivel foarte înalt care va fi investigată de către procurorul european. Și acum permiteți să îl introduc pe invitatul meu și anume pe domnul Tomas Zdechovsky. Hello Thomas, how are you? Welcome to All About EU.
Hello, nice to see you again. Perfect. Thank you very much for invitation.
Also for me it's a very great pleasure to see you again. You are in Brussels right now or you are in the Czech Republic? You are in your office in...
Yes, now I am in Brussels in my office also. Many greetings to Romania.
Thank you so much. Thomas, allow me to present you and to present your position at the level of the European Parliament. So Thomas is a member of the European Parliament, member of the EPP group, the group of European People's Party, and also he is a vice chair of the Committee of Employment and Social Affairs, member of the Committee on Budgetary Control, and also a substitute member of the Committee on Civil Liberties, Justice and Home Affairs, and also it was a colleague that I collaborate very well in the former legislative, and he is very implicated in all the European issues and problems. I want to start speaking with you about, let's say, the most important situation that we are facing right now, the pandemic crisis and also the economic crisis. And I want to know first, which is the situation in your country, because all the member states were affected by this pandemic crisis. And also I want to know what is the situation at the level of the European Parliament, which are exactly the measures and the efforts taken by the European institutions to support our member countries.
Thank you very much for these many questions. I would like to start with the topics about the COVID situation. And in the Czech Republic started the second wave in the beginning of the October. Also, the numbers were growing, and in this time, the European Parliament closed the door. Also, I was home and I decided to go as volunteers to the hospital to work. Also, I was in the second wave, in the front line to work there in the hospitals, something like volunteers who...
So you've been a volunteer for fighting against COVID in your country?
Yes.
Amazing,
in
wonderful.
Department, really, you can imagine how was the situation. Every day dies 2-3 people. Also, it was very difficult time, and for us as member of European Parliament, I was alone from my colleague who was so working. It was very surprised to see how was the situation.
How affected you to see all these people suffering from COVID and also some people, some citizens of your country dying in front of you?
Before, I had image or feeling that it's only about very ill and very old people, but when I was catching hand 54 old woman who dies on the COVID, it was like the cancer. She cannot breathe and she really had a lot of problem, and it was so quick because in one day she was laughing, and until 3 days we put their body to the black box. Also, it was not very nice, and it was in the Czech Republic like in Bergamo. I can compare this time that it was really comparable. Nobody was prepared. There was a lot of...
So to understand that the situation in the Czech Republic, it's very severe. It's really very severe at this moment or in the past?
In the past, because then came the third wave and fourth wave, and died in the Czech Republic more than 30,000 people. But the wave from the April, I was working there until the April, and from the April, when we started with testing, more testing, and with more vaccination, the waves is going down, and now we have 100 cases every day. It's not too much. Also, the problem is solved. But the problem was that we didn't have enough spaces on the COVID department in hospitals, and there was not enough the beds in the intensive care departments.
Okay, tell me, how is the situation at European level, and which are the measures, exactly the concrete measures taken by the European Parliament to support the member states to pass this economic and pandemic crisis? And also tell me which are the measures taken by your government. If you think that your government, the government of your country, took the right measures to fight against this pandemic crisis, and also now, because we are facing the economic crisis, if your government is prepared and has a strategy to fight also against this economic crisis that is coming. I know that I'm saying your government, but I know that you are in the opposition, but I am referring to the government of your country.
Yeah, on the European level, it's the problem plus minus solved. We have it now enough vaccine. The vaccination of the population percentage is growing. Also, I think the problem at the end of the summer will be plus minus solved in many countries. I hope, including the Romania and Czech Republic, and we have it now another problems, how to solve the economic problems. But in the Czech Republic, it's a surprise that we don't have it so high unemployment, and through the pandemic crisis, we really didn't stop our companies. Now we see the results that many of companies has better numbers and are in the black numbers because they are still working and they have enough businesses around the world. Because around the world, the economic crisis was much more stronger. Although, general, I cannot criticize the Czech Republic for the economic things. I think that plus minus they did maximum, but problem is much more how they interpreted the numbers and how they were behave in this pandemic crisis, because they had there a lot of dirty businesses, especially with the health supplement and with the things what were coming from the China. And really there was a lot of corruption, and this is what we criticize as opposition, and how they behave in these times, how they were really postpone some social money for the families and for the people. And I think it's very necessary to see it in the context.
So your opinion is that your government wasn't very supportive with the people during this pandemic crisis, and there are some, let's say, situation of corruption regarding the acquisition of technical and medical supplies for the population.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially in these times, the people from the Czech government bought one respirator for some 20-30 euro. Also, there were some of misused money, and after the election, they will be in October. We want to investigate all these cases, because I think it's absolutely unbelievable.
So in October, you will have a parliamentary election in the Czech Republic?
Yes.
And you are expecting to have also a change at the governmental level and to start an investigation regarding the misuse of the public money during the pandemic crisis.
Yes, for sure. I think that it's really necessary and many people is asking for that.
I understand. We'll see what's happening, and I hope also to have a discussion after October 2021. Now I want to discuss a subject that is very important also in my country and also at European level, and this is the Recovery and Resilience National Plans. At this moment, all the member states send their national recovery and resilience plans at the level of the European Commission. And this is the moment in which the European Commission is making the evaluation of these national plans. And we hope that will obtain the approval. I want to know what is the situation regarding the national plan of the Czech Republic and how much money, how much European funds you will receive through this national plan for resilience and recovery.
Yeah, the Czech government plan was sent 17th of May. Also, the European Commission has plus minus 1 month for checking this plan, and they ask approximately for this 7 billion of the euros. Also, this is huge amount of money.
This is the total amount, 7 billion of euro.
7 billions of
half European funds and half it will be credit.
Yeah, and the European Union asked, because generally it was 200 billion of Czech crowns, and the Czech government were asking much more money for the clean mobility, for the clean energy, for lack of water, but also for fighting against the cancer. Also, there was the initiative and some part of the money they asked for the innovation in education. Nobody knows how the European Union will react for this plan, because there was a huge part would go directly to the ecology and ecology plans, and I hope that we will find any solution and we will spend there more money what wanted the Czech government before. Also, the Czech government proposed some ecology project, but it was not enough. Also, they had to increase much more project, but I don't know how is the quality, and let's see what will be the results of the negotiation with the European Commission.
I want to ask you, before sending the plan to Brussels, the government of the Czech Republic presented this plan at the level of the national parliament, and it was a consultation, a public consultation with the opposition, with the members of the opposition, with the NGOs, with the private sector regarding the elaboration of these plans and regarding the projects that are included in this national plan?
Yes, it was presented for the public, for the opposition too, but it was plus minus pro forma. We criticized there a lot of things, but as the opposition, and there was the concrete criticism. It was not only destructive, but very constructive criticism, but they don't want it to see them, and they don't want it to respond us our question. Also, yes, after the criticism of NGOs, they change a little bit the structures of the plan, but I think especially in the cancer fight, it was the wish of our Prime Minister. He's in the conflict of interest, and he has a lot of businesses in the cancer clinics. Also, I think it's much more focused for this issue, because our Prime Minister wants this money for solving this problem, and let's see what will happen after that.
So it is a sensitive situation, because there are some projects included in the Czech national plan that these projects have something to do, let's say, with the commercial activity of your Prime Minister?
Yeah, many of these projects are linked with his private businesses. Although I think after when we will have it, the result of the negotiation with European Commission, it will be very, very interesting to look which projects are there and what will be financed. Because
so at this moment you don't have, let's say, some observation and some a formal decision of the European Commission regarding the national plan of the Czech Republic. You are still waiting for the reaction of the European Commission regarding the evaluation of the plan.
We have some unofficial messages, but I am waiting for the official one.
Do you know when it will be this official let's say, evaluation, the announcement of the result of the official evaluation of the European Commission? Because in Romania we already have some observation based on the evaluation of the European Commission.
I don't know, because it was the plan was submitted to the Commission on 17th of May. Also, let's see what will be the results, and I think it's still ongoing discussion between Commission. I think this week or next week we will have it any official news from the European Commission, and then we can react as opposition. Because
you mentioned this situation of conflict of interest regarding your Prime Minister, Mr. Andrei Babis, I want to ask you more about the situation. First, I know that a few weeks ago we had the public announcement of the European Public Prosecutor Office that they will decide to conduct an investigation regarding this conflict of interest. And also, I know that last week it was voted a resolution in the plenary of the European Parliament also regarding this situation of conflict of interest of your Prime Minister. Can you offer us more information? We have some information here in Romania, but we didn't understand very well what is the situation in the Czech Republic. And also, we want to understand exactly which is the context of this conflict of interest, because it's, let's say, the first situation in which a high-rank public person and political person is investigated by the European prosecutor.
Yeah, I think it's very necessary to say that Andrej Babiš is most richest man in the Czech Republic. And
what exactly means the most rich man in the Czech Republic? Can you offer me some figures?
Yeah, he has 220 companies in his holding, and more of them are focused for some agriculture and for the food industry. Also, they are receiving a lot of money from European budget. This is his holding is the biggest agriculture beneficiary of the European money in the Europe, in the EU, not in the Czech Republic.
So he's benefiting from the European funds for his private companies, and you are telling me that he is the biggest beneficiary of this money at the level of the EU regarding the European agricultural funds?
Absolutely, this is the truth. And this man, when he started his career, he was criticized the corruption system, conflict of interest, etc. He signed this this proposal of European Commission against the frauds and against the conflict of interest, and he is the biggest victims of this legislative proposal or directive of about the conflict of interest, because he really, in the reality, his man who governed in the Czech Republic, who really has the responsibility for the managing the law in my country, and he is the man who is negotiated all the European subsidiarities here in Brussels. And this man, his final beneficiary of his company with billions and billions subsidiarities every year from the European budget. And this is what we were as opposition criticized from the beginning, but he don't want it to really respond, and he said that he is not in the conflict of interest and everything was campaign against him.
But he didn't renounce at his, let's say, private position, because I understand that he has many private companies, but at the moment when he gets the public function, normally he had to renounce at his positions at the level of his companies.
He made it formal. In the Czech Republic law, there was a little bit mistake because we didn't applicate some of European law very well. Also, we didn't needed to present to the public who is the final beneficiary of the company. And he did it very, very intelligent this moment, and he decided that he will put his company to the trust fund. He sent to this trust fund his wife. Also, this is the conflict of interest too.
The leader, the person that is conducting this trust fund, is his wife. Yeah.
She was one of the 3 members of the board, and he was the man behind. Because in the Czech Republic, we didn't publish who is the final beneficiary. But thanks the US, United Kingdom or Slovak law, where was presenting the final beneficiary, we saw how is the reality in this company. Also, this is why we were fighting against, and now the European Commission decided that he is in conflict of interest, and it's absolutely necessary that he has to give the money back. And in the Czech law and in the Czech Republic, he is now in the government. Also, he decided, and his minister decided, that he will not, and his company will not give the money back, and because there is a margin between European Union and national law. Also, they started to really fight them and to have it this a little bit difficult interpretation. This is why the European prosecutors started the investigation.
So first, you are telling me that they decided at the level of the company to not give the money back because they are not considering there is any conflict of interest regarding the Prime Minister and the activity of the companies. Then we had this decision at the level of the European prosecutor to investigate the situation in the Czech Republic, and then we had the resolution at the level of the European Parliament. Tell me some information about some informations regarding this resolution, because I know that was a debate and also a vote at the level of the European Parliament, and I want to know which is the position of the members of the European Parliament regarding this subject.
Yes, I think that the results of the resolution was absolutely clear. 505 members of European Parliament through all the groups voted in favor of this resolution. And our position is that the European Commission has to start to investigate and to really stop all the money for the oligarchs like Andrej Babiš. I think it's very necessary to have it here, the absolutely clear the situation, and we have to really stop this situation in our country that someone is financed from the national sources. If the European Commission decided don't give him the money what he was asking before, that the European Commission decided that he is in conflict of interest.
What it will happen after finalizing the investigation of the European Public Prosecutor? What what it will happen? Of course, that probably he will have to, and his company will have to give the money back. This is the first question. And the second one, what it will happen with him, because he is also the Prime Minister of the Czech Republic. So he will renounce at his position. I know that you also have elections in October, and probably until October, probably the investigation will not be finalized. But I want to know which are the next steps.
Yeah, but there are many investigations against him.
At national level?
Yeah, of course. And first is about the fraud of European money, because he took the money for the small and middle SMEs for his huge holding. And it was investigated by Olaf, but Olaf decided that it was against the law. And in the Czech Republic, it was investigated, and now the police close it, and he will go maybe to the court in the autumn.
So the investigation is finalized, and now he is going to the court with.
Yeah. Now.
And the judges will decide if he is guilty or not.
Yeah, the prosecutor has it, and I think that he has the big chance to be and to spend the next 8 years in the prison, because he really took the European money, and he's now in very huge problems in my country. But this is not only one problem. He has a lot of problems, especially in the Czech Republic. They stopped a lot of investigation. His minister of the finance stopped any investigation in the fraud of VIT or another things. And after the election, we want to continue in this investigation, because it's absolutely unacceptable that someone as Andrej Babiš has another option to do these things, and if I will be, or you will do the same things, you will be in prison in 24 hours. And he and in his position, he was every time presenting that he is not guilty, and everything was the scandal against him, thanks that he has the political position. But
what is the opinion of the Czech
facts against him?
What is the opinion of the Czech citizens about this situation?
I think that 70% of the people totally understand the situation, and they want to investigate him. But he has still the group between 20-25% of the people who are trusting him. But his popularity is going down. Also, I hope that in the election he will lose it.
I understand. Now I want to discuss about the state of play of vaccination at European and national level, because this is our expectation to have to increase the number of vaccination at the level of our countries and to restart our normal life. Tell me, how is the situation in the Czech Republic? If you are expecting that, I don't know, until the end of the summer to have the majority of the population vaccinated, and also if at European level we will reach this 70% of European citizens that will be vaccinated, and we'll start our normal life, we'll start to travel again, we'll start our normal economic activity.
Yeah, this is a very good question. In the Czech Republic, we received only in June more than 2,700,000 doses of vaccine. Also, the vaccination is really going very well, and I'm very happy that many of people are vaccinated around me. And now we started vaccination with the group 16+. Also, it's very necessary that these younger people will be vaccinated and they can travel. But what did you tell about the normal situation? I think that this summer it will be not normal situation. yes, the tourism will increase, but we will not have it the same numbers as in 2019, and we have a little bit wait because there is a lot of mutation and nobody knows what the Indian mutation will do in the European population. Also, this year will be plus minus very problematic, but I hope so that we will solve the problem very quickly and we will find any solution. And we have to start go to normal life. I think that COVID pass and other things are really very perfect tools how normalize our life. It's not about the vaccine, and I don't trust any disinformation from the Russia or from the China that vaccine doesn't function and it's for nothing. I was vaccinated also, and all my family, and I think it's necessary really to support the people to be vaccinated, because vaccination is only one way how to go to normal life before 2020. Also, for me, it's very necessary. And when we mentioned my work in hospitals, I had in my hands last 5 minutes many people. And many of these people were 30 years old. Also, I would like to tell all the people that you can be young, you can be really in perfect health condition, but the virus can be stronger. And I hope that you will be not in the situation that that you will lose your fight with this virus, and this virus really in some of form, especially in the March, was in my country very horrible. And what I saw, I will have it a long time before my eyes for the future. And it's not really perfect to wake up in the night because you see all the faces of the people who you was catching for the hands in the last moment. Also, vaccination and vaccination plan is for me something what give me back my freedom, and I hope the freedom of the people in the European Union.
Yes, to give us the freedom and our normal life, and also to be sure that we'll be healthy and safe and secure. Also now, because we are already in the summer season, and I think it's a great desire of every European citizen to start traveling, and we are hoping that the free of movement will come back at the level that it was in 2019. I know that starting with 1st of July, we'll have adopted our Green Digital Certificate. Do you think that starting with this will be really the official date in which we can start to use this Green Digital Certificate for free movement at the level of the EU?
Yeah, I am using this green COVID pass or this green certificate right now, and it was really excellent feeling today when I went to the airport, and they don't wanted any test from me because I really were on the COVID test, on the PCR and antigen test 200 times. So you can imagine that every week I was 2 times tested for the COVID, and in this moment after them, when I was vaccinated, they wanted this test, and after them, now in this moment in the Czech Republic, they start to use the European COVID pass, and it's very easy. It's back my normal life, and you can go through, and you have it option. Don't use it any respirator in some concerts or some cultural happenings, and it's perfect feeling.
Also, this green certificate will help very much the touristic industry. Tell me, how is the situation with the touristic sector in your country? In my country, the tourism is very affected, and the people that are working in restaurants, in hotels, in cultural and entertainment activities, they are very affected by this pandemic crisis, and they are really waiting to restart their activity.
The situation in my country is the same. Also, we were very affected by the COVID crisis, and the problem was that we didn't support it. A lot of small companies, also many of restaurants stopped their activity, and really you can see in many cities that some events agency don't exist anymore because they didn't have enough money to live through the COVID crisis. But in this moment, we don't have a lot of tourists outside the Czech Republic. The situation is really on the 10% of the year 2019.
10%?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not bigger, and in many hotels you can see many empty rooms. In these times, when I was asking for the room in the Rome or in the Paris, there was fully booked, especially in the center. But look to the booking.com or other application, you can find there a lot of rooms. Also, I think the situation is so, how is it? And it's really very necessary to solve the problem.
And to find some financial support and, let's say, to have a clear strategy at the level of the European Union, and also this strategy to be linked with some financial support for the touristic sector. And also, I think every member state should have this kind of strategy and some financial support and incentives and subsidies for the people that are working in this industry. Your government has this kind of strategy or offer to the companies in the sector financial support?
Yeah, they offered the financial support, but it wasn't enough. And you know that especially in the touristic sector, many people are working in the Schwarz system. Also, they have the special ID, and they are working in the companies, but they are like themselves any interpreters. Also, they have to work, and then they have money, and it was very difficult. Also, many of people working in restaurants are now working in the automotive industry or other industry.
So they changed the activity.
Absolutely.
How is the situation with the How is the situation with the restrictions in your country at this moment? Do you still have?
We don't have it a lot of restriction. In my country, you have sometimes use any respirator, especially in the public transport, or there are some things what you have to do if you are in the shop, but normal, the life is going back, and in many sectors it's going as normal life before.
So also the restaurants and the hotels now are open to the public and to the clients?
Yeah, they are open to the public and clients, and they really are coming back to normal life.
You are also vice chair of the Employment Committee, which is one of the most important committees in the European Parliament. And also after this pandemic and economic crisis, I think the social measures are very important for our European citizens. Tell me some projects or some legislative dossiers that represents a priority for the European Parliament, and that you are discussing together with the colleagues from the Employment Committee right now in the Parliament.
I think we were working very hard on the issue of European Globalization Fund, and this is fund who is helping the companies who has the economic problems during this pandemic, and especially for the biggest one of the biggest one. They can use this European money especially for the transformation of the people from one sector to other sector, for the education and requalification. Also, it was for us the topic number one, and we have the several of topics what we are discussing, but I think more important topics was about really how to fight for the same level of employment during the crisis, and how to really solve the problems that we don't want to increase a lot unemployment through the Europe. Also, it was for us very necessary, and I think the plus minus in the Europe, the situation is the same as in the beginning 2020, and we have to solve much more countries would have it the problem. In the Czech Republic is unemployment going down, especially we don't need it any help. The same situation is in Germany and in other countries.
Last question. You told me that you are very involved in the reform of the European Parliament and more in the reform of some European institutions at the level of the European Parliament. I want also to know what is your opinion regarding the necessity of this reform.
I think that's really something what is very crucial. We are discussing now the future of Europe, and in this future of Europe discussion is the topic of reforming or any changes of the European institution crucial issue, especially because the European Union grows from some things and we are here. And in this all the times we didn't discuss this issue deeply. And we have it here two committees. One committee is European Economic and Social Committee and the Regional Committee of Region, who were established for supporting the region. But in this new role of European Parliament, we don't need it. This role has it the European Parliament. You have it there, members from every countries, the seats. We have it 705 seats in European Parliament. Also, we don't need any consult institution for us and for European Commission. And I think it's now the time to discuss the future about this zombie committee and about many of the agencies what we know that they are functioning in European Union, but the results of this or effectiveness of these agencies is 0.0.
This is your opinion, but what is the opinion of the other members of the European Parliament? They are supporting this idea.
Many of members has the same opinion. Also, I think that they have it the same feeling, and they are supporting this initiative really.
There is at this moment an initiative at the level of the European Parliament regarding this issue?
Yeah, I think we started in discharge procedure to criticize a lot of this institution, and we started this debate with Council and the European Commission, and I hope that we will find the solution. It's very necessary to do it, and I think it's unpopular. It's better to grow more and more European Union, but in this moment, especially in the economic and pandemic crisis, it's very necessary to find solution for this too unpleasant and zombie committee.
I understand. Thank you so much for this interview. It was really interesting to find also how is the economic and let's say the social situation in your country, and also to understand this situation with the conflict of interest of Prime Minister Andrei Babiš, because it's really an unprecedented situation at the level of the European Union. And now at the end, I want to ask you, because you had also this wonderful but hard and sensitive experience being a volunteer with the pandemic patients to send some thoughts of support for the European public, for the Czech people, and also for all the European citizens.
Yeah, I think really, if you really trust to the victory will trust to you. And I trust that our future is positive. Also, if your mind will be positive, the future will be positive. Also, take care about you and be strong. And I hope that the solution will find.
Thank you so much, Tomas. I also hope that the future will be good for us as European citizens, and also the future will be good for all the European Union. Thank you so much and hope to see you soon in Brussels.
Thank you very much, Claudia. See you soon.
Dragii mei, vă mulțumesc. Aceasta a fost emisiunea din această miercuri, din Culisele Europei. Ați văzut nu numai care sunt deciziile care se iau la nivel european, atât la nivel de Comisie Europeană, cât și la nivel de Parlament, cât și la nivelul Procurorului European, cât și cum stă situația într-un alt stat membru al Uniunii Europene, și anume Republica Cehă. Vă aștept săptămâna viitoare cu o nouă emisiune și poate cu informații la fel de interesante despre un alt stat membru al Uniunii Europene. Vă mulțumesc, toate cele bune!